Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you guys so much for joining me. If you're not already a part of this community, please like and subscribe, share my content with everyone that you know. This will be doing you a great, humongous benefit. And it will do me a solid because we want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So, help your girl out. Anyways, let's get into this video. So today we're going to be talking about curating your life. This sounds like a very fancy, very very fancy. What is curation? So, in the art world, you have people that come and set up your space for display and exhibition. These people make it attractive. They make people want to buy it. It's set up in a very special, specific way that each painting gets its ample amount of attention and positive display. The lighting is done a certain way. The wall is displayed a certain way, even down to the minute details of the kinds where each painting is placed next to one another is important in order for the each painting to get maximum attention in the display case. And curating your life functions basically in the same way. What are some of the things that need to be lined up, and in what order do they need to be lined up so that they each get their special amount of care and attention when they need to get it? Now, I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've done in my life, and I will not say that I am perfect at this. I will not say that I am remotely anything close to where I think I want to be, but I've learned over the past few years that I'm running my own race, so I try not to compare myself too much with other people. I know that I'm starting to get a lot of the things that are important to me through this process because I have let go of the idea of what my life should look like and started to embrace um, what my life needs to look like. And this came as a process with this in mind. What are some of the things that are actually important to me as opposed to what I think is important to me, what I think my life should look like, and what are the things that I know now my life is looking like. Does that make sense? I'm going to give an example. Now, I always wanted to have a lot of money in the bank. Now, I still want to have a lot of money in the bank, and I'm working towards that. Now I can see that happening more easily now that other things are being taken care of. And for me, that looks like being able to pay things off on time, being very close to and understanding aspects of my budget and budgeting process that I tend to not want to do. Having conversations, uncomfortable as they may be, about money with my loved ones. And sometimes this is actually very painful, but it needs to be done. And it has freed up a lot of headspace in my relationships and allowed me to be much more calm so that I have energy to be creative. Before, it used to be all consuming because it was like this big elephant in the room, and I didn't have a system in place to have these things taken care of that worked. So, the first thing I did, I went in search of a solution. What did that look like for me? I have a couple of books here just to give you an example as to how curation has worked. I have this book, which is The Richest Man in Babylon, the Almanacs. I haven't read that one yet, and the Passive Income. There are a couple of other books that I'm actually thinking about getting because this was very, it was a huge release for me to be able to address this issue in my life. And so once I started to focus on curating that element of my life, I began to feel much more creative, successful, and lighter. Like I could sleep better. So that was a specific thing. The other thing is to understand your learning style. Now, I have with me here, hang on a second. So I have with me here my first ever life book, and there are different sections. I'm not going to open it because then y'all are going to know all my business. This is my first life book, and in this life book, I have three, four sections. I have relationship, I have career, I have family, and I have places that I want to visit. Each one of those sections of my life is something that is extremely detailed, listed as to the plan, the order, and deadlines that I want to see things happen in these sections. This has taken me, brace yourself. If you are not sitting down, please do so. This process has taken me a whole of a year. And I know, stop, just hear me out. I have changed and rechanged, review, researched, redone, taken things off. And that's why it took me so long because I started off with one simple piece of paper. And I talk about this piece of paper in another video. If you wanted to do something, if money wasn't an issue and time wasn't an issue, and you could do anything you wanted, what would you do? Now, based on that question, I wrote some things down in these sections of my life, and I was able to curate things and make out a plan as realistic as I could, because I tend to be a little bit unrealistic and very, very um, optimistic. um, Try to say like, so if I say, oh, I want to go to Italy in 2 weeks, then I would say, okay, realistically speaking, I can accomplish that in a month or two. And so that's how I had to work it out for myself. The last thing I want to say about that is to give yourself a time frame for each section and make sure that there are things in each section that are that you believe. So make sure that there are things in each section based on your level of belief that you can accomplish, placed there in a deadline fashion that you believe you can accomplish within that deadline. So if you say, I want to buy a Mustang, and that is the most important thing in your life right now, then that needs to go at the front. And a deadline needs to be put to that, but it has to be a realistic deadline. And you also want to do a section especially for general reflection. Is this Mustang the most important thing that I need to be taking care of in my life? Once I started this process, in the middle of the process, I realized that some of the things that I actually wanted to accomplish were not some of the things that I needed to accomplish at the time that I set out to accomplish them. Things took priority over other things, and I was able to shift and change the way I operated, but I was only able to do that when I just got started. So you might take out your paintings, you might put them here, there, in the living room, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, and then you might say, I don't really want that there. I want to put it somewhere else. Or I want this painting to look like this. Let me change the frame. This process of life curation will help you to physically gain tangible hold of some of the things that you need to do and authenticate and validate the things that are important to you. I hope that this helps you guys to get some clarity. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Please leave comments down below. Just be respectful about it. I'll see you in the next one. And if you can, please stay safe and stay free.